Hey everybody, welcome back to English 111.11. This is going to be the video that introduces you to module week 3. So if you click on your modules, you can see that I'm doing the same thing here. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and we're going to move into module 3, which is the summary and response paper. The focus is on reading and understanding texts. The purpose here is to really sort of show how reading and summary are intertwined. And so let's take a look at some of the content. Oops, I didn't mean to scroll away from that. And we'll move on from all of the parts that are due this week. It's going to get a little bit more busy. So if we take a look at the module overview, you'll see that it just sort of gives us a little bit of a background on reading, planning, and writing. The assignments at a glance, you're going to read the article Why I Use Trigger Warnings by Kate Mann, review some vocabulary within the article, taking notes on it, and discussing your ideas on it with the in the discussion board. Your paper itself is not due this week, but preparatory pre-writing activities in relation to it are. Okay, so after you review the overview, you'll take a look at the summary and response paper assignment. I'll get a chance to see what the concepts, core concepts that we're focusing on. Summarizing, which is identifying and explaining the main idea of an article in your own words. I cannot emphasize enough that when we summarize, we do not quote. The idea is to reflect a deeper understanding of a text in our own words, and that shows what we would call concept mastery. That shows that we understand these ideas deeply. So in here, you can see that there's a link to the Kate Mann article, and then in addition to summarizing just says, this is what the article says. It's not our opinion. Responding now reflects an opinion. Explaining your reaction. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why? Why not? So the purpose for this module this week is to gain some writing experience, moving beyond writing about our own personal experiences to writing about texts. This activity of summary and response will really help you take notes in all of your upcoming classes and help you better understand the research you use to make bigger and broader arguments in papers that you write for this class. And of course, you'll also gain more information on topics, right? So the structure of the summary and response paper will have approximately 6 paragraphs. The introductory paragraph, a body paragraph explaining the main idea of why you use trigger warnings. This does not have your opinion, reaction, or personal experiences. You're going to keep that sort of at a distance for now. Body paragraph 2, you can explain in your own opinion then the main idea, explain your own words. The main idea you found it. Body paragraph 3 won't include opinion, reaction, or personal experiences. So this is one main idea, and this is a second idea. So it's also training us to read perhaps more than once, right? You go through and you're going to have an initial reaction, and you're going to respond to initial content in a text. But the next time you read it, you may find a deeper meaning, or a meaning that perhaps is part of what we call context or subtext. Okay? This assignment's 500 to 600 words. Think 2 to 3 pages typed up, okay? Double spaced in MLA or APA format. We've got MLA formatting and how do you format those documents. But remember, when you submit it as a final, I want it as a Word document, not as a Google Doc or as a Google link. Because you can always build it in Google Docs, but then you download it and save as, and you'll go over that. Now, summary and response paper rubric, if we want to click on that, you can see this rubric here. And this is just the grading table, and it tells you how I'm going to assess your work. I'm looking at presentation and purpose. Did you follow the assignment guidelines? Did you use appropriate standard English? Like, did you run your grammar and spell checker? Did you carefully revise following sort of the outline and structure that was required? Does your paper have a central purpose? Do you make clear points here? Do you focus on the purposes of summarizing and responding to the text and not shifting to experiences you've had that are related to it? Because that's not really what this is about. Are you skillful? Are the paragraphs related and coherent? So you can go, they're distinctive. Do you have some complex ideas? Is it original? Does it flow? Are your thoughts deeper than just sort of a surface level scratch? And so that's what we'll be looking for in that paper. Now, the next activity is to review an annotated summary and response paper. You get a chance to look at a sample, how other students have tackled similar ideas, but it's a different paper, right? So you have to read the paper and you get a chance to look at the sample. So you'll download it. This one is not graded, but this is when students ask for examples of content. This is the perfect example to show you level of effort. What am I looking for in the assignment? And then here's a sort of a vocabulary preview for the text, for phrases like trigger warnings, which are a more modern term for concepts and ideas that may elicit a response from somebody that would be considered negative, right? Then you've got this video. The video embeds the kind of information you can expect to find in the article. Let's see, it says, then the activity, this is related to the response paper. You get a practice to sort of put your ideas together, build some background, and then you've got discussion here with this 3-7 activity, finding the main idea. And then you have the actual discussion and response. And so there's lots of little pieces to the puzzle. If there are about 9 activities for the week and 7 days in the week, obviously one day you may do 2 or 3 of the activities, another day you may rest, and so on and so forth. But just remember, your discussions for the week are due on, main post is due Thursday, the 3-9 discussion, and then the response is due by Sunday of the week. Okay? In the, let's go back to the modules. You can see which ones. I want to look at the assignments with this little overview with you. So if there are, this 310 discussion is just the peer comments to the 9 main posts. And you can see sort of the end of module. You'll notice that you've got some of those activities, you've got a discussion, you've got a video, you've got some reading. Remember, again, this is an, generally speaking, 15-week class. We've packed into 12 weeks. So this should take you 7 or 8 hours this week to do the work, but build out a schedule, put it in your day planner. If you have any questions or concerns about the why I use trigger warnings, reading about building the reading and reflection log, which we've been practicing from module week 2, all you have to do is reach out and let me know. I'm excited to work with you, and you'll see where the summary response is going, because you'll notice that planning and writing the draft is next week, but we're doing some of these pre-writing activities, reading the article, taking notes, writing out that log, and participating in the discussion. Lots of little pieces to the puzzle this week, but if you keep up with the work this week, you're going to be in phenomenal shape. Let me know if you have any questions.